Hi, my name is Rachel, and my two words are resentful and joyful. So my story really starts with my family. I come from what's called a blended family. In this case, both my parents had previously been married, divorced, and then they came together to form a new family. And while I didn't realize it from a young age, I got to see how God can take anger and bitterness and resentment and turn it into something that's new and beautiful and full of joy. And the more and more I'm realizing how much this is a theme in my own life. So I'm the youngest in this family, and I had big shoes to fill with my siblings, but somehow I took it upon myself to have my role as making everyone happy. So whether it was my siblings, my parents, my coaches, my teachers, people I just met, that was my goal, and that's where I found my value and worth. And by junior year, that pressure weighed on me so much that I became bitter and brittle and really resentful of everyone around me because I thought I was competing with everybody. It was also that year that I realized that I couldn't hold it up anymore. I couldn't make everyone happy. Because that year, all the lies that I built around to shield people from the truth came down. My parents found out that I lied to them about drinking and partying. My teachers weren't impressed with my work anymore. My coaches were putting me on the bench, and my friends found out that I lied to them too, that I'd been horrible to them. So everything that I'd found value in was falling away. But it was actually in that I finally was able to listen to God. I went to a Christian summer camp that year, and I heard a speaker talk about God's infinite love for us, that He created us, and yet at some point we all decided to go our own way. And I realized that that was me. I betrayed God, and yet He went above and beyond for me still. Jesus came to take my punishment for me, the one that I deserved of death and separation from God. But because of Jesus's sacrifice and also His defeat of all of this, I can now draw near to God and have a personal relationship with Him. So since that summer, God has been working my heart, changing it from being resentful to joyful. But it's an ongoing process. I still struggle with being resentful a lot. But I can still see how God has been changing my heart. Like the last year of high school, I was still really ashamed of my past brokenness, thinking that people would judge me. But my first few years of college, I learned that it didn't matter. My past brokenness and even my current mistakes didn't matter. What defined me is that I was God's child. And this story is actually all about God. It's about how He takes broken things and makes them whole. And so now when I'm faced with pain or hardships, I can look to Him because I know that He takes mourning and turns it into dancing. And that He took my heart from being resentful to joyful. Those are my two words.